Now, I've been in business now for a little bit over 2 years, and along the way, I've been purchasing some equipment when it comes to cameras, audio, lighting, and different things that really help me on set. I have to say some of the equipment's really great, and other pieces here next to me aren't so great. So in this video, I'm going to be creating a tier list on the best equipment versus some of the ones that I kind of regret buying. I'm going to be rating this on a tier list, so S is going to be items that I think any filmmaker can really use in their arsenal. A is very solid, highly recommend. B is okay but has some drawbacks. C has several drawbacks to consider, and D I definitely wouldn't buy again. So let's dive in and check out some of these pieces of equipment and see where they fall. All right, so let's first talk about the cameras. The first camera that I'm going to go over is my main camera. So this is the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark II X. I did get the X version, so there's two versions of this camera. The logo in black here at the top. So this is kind of like the black on black version. And the main difference between this and the original version is that this camera has the ability to shoot in Apple ProRes. I wanted to get this just in case one of my clients needed a better video codec. But overall, this is a really solid camera. I'm actually going to be placing this into the A tier. Very solid, highly recommend any filmmaker that's looking to buy this camera. I think it's the best bang for your buck around this price target. I would say it's the best value for the money. There's definitely better cameras out there, and that's why I'm putting this in A tier, because if you really want the best quality, this might not be it. But for this price range, this really exceeds. Some of the things I really like about this camera is the in-camera stabilization. You can really get away with just filming hand-holded if you really needed to. The only drawback that I really see in this camera is that there's a 4K 60 crop on it. And there's been a few times where I needed to zoom out or get wider, but the crop kind of hindered that. Now, I'm not going to go over all the lenses that I have for this camera, specifically the pros and cons of each, but I did want to point out what lenses I have with this. Right now on it is my main lens is a Sigma 28-70, and this is f2.8. This is my go-to lens. It really covers pretty wide and pretty zoomed in. And what's nice is it's compact and portable too, so it's really great for live events. In addition to that lens, I also invested into the 70-200 lens. This is a f2.8 lens, so this is really a really high quality lens. If I'm shooting interviews where I want to get really tight and get that really nice depth of field with that blurred out background, this is the lens I use for that. So in addition to those lenses, I also have a 14-28, which is my main wide lens, and also a 50mm lens. So those are the main lenses that I have for my main camera. Overall, very solid camera, very happy with it. All right, so the next camera is actually a very compact camera, probably one of my favorite cameras that I probably ever bought. This is the DJI Pocket 3. As you can see, it's more of a traveling camera. This is very popular, you've probably seen them before, but I'm actually gonna place this in S tier because I feel like anyone can really use this camera. Whether you're a professional or someone that just needs some behind the scenes content, this camera can really come in clutch. I use this all the time for live events as kind of a safety wide shot. Let's say if someone's speaking on stage and I just want to get the whole room or maybe a nice wide shot, I just set this in the back and let it run. Now, one of the drawbacks with this camera I've actually noticed is it has a hard time in very bright environments, for example, maybe a stage light, and that's really the only drawback I've seen so far with this. Otherwise, I really like the size of it. It's very portable and you can use this in so many different ways. So this camera is definitely going into S tier. All right, so the next camera I'm gonna review is the Insta360 camera. So I bought this one. This is the Insta360 X5. It comes in a little traveling case, which is really nice to keep it safe and secure. This is what it looks like. It's a nice 360 camera. You can see it on both sides. You have the 360 lens. And you can really mount this anywhere and get a nice 360 shot, whether you're doing live events or any type of video shoot, you want to be able to shoot maybe behind the scenes content in any direction. This is a really good camera to get. Now, saying that though, I am going to put this a little bit lower in the C category because I did notice some drawbacks with it. For one, being a 360 camera, you are going to lead to some distortion issues. There is controls where you can even out the distortion, but you're getting that fisheye type of look with this camera. Whether you like that or not might be subjective, but I found needing to zoom out and trying to get rid of the distortion leads to being more tight and closer than I wanted it to be. I wanted more of a wider lens, and sometimes it's not wide enough to really get it to where I want it without, adding or introducing more distortion to it. Now, in addition to that, It is better in low light than some of the previous versions of Insta360 cameras, but it's still not great. So that's why I'm ranking it a little bit lower, but if you do need a 360 camera, it's definitely a solid option. So next is my GoPro. I bought a lot of accessories with this as well. So it has like the waterproof cage on it. That way I can film underwater if needed. I also bought battery adapters for it. But overall, this camera I'm not that impressed with. I'm actually gonna put it in D tier, surprisingly. When filming with this camera, I found that it tends to overheat quite a bit and it's a little unreliable. I set this up at an event hoping to get some nice footage of a specific angle, and by the end of the event, it overheated and stopped working. I had to change out batteries, let it cool off. I haven't really had a great experience with it so far. Now, the next camera on our list is actually a drone. So I bought the DJI Air 3. I bought a nice Pelican case with it, which kind of holds everything. Show this to the camera. So it holds all the batteries and the drone in there with my remote controller. So I recommend getting a nice Pelican case with that. That way everything is really nice and secure. If I pull it out here, this is what it looks like. This is a really solid drone. I've been very happy with it. It's definitely in between like very high end and low end. You know, it's better than like the minis. It's a step up from the minis and some of the older Air models. What's really nice about this drone is I like how it has obstacle avoidance on each side. But overall, this is a really good drone. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I've been very happy with it so far. The only drawback worth noting, specifically when it comes to photos, is the sharpness isn't the best, I would say. I was expecting a little bit more better detail in the photography, in the photos, the still photos specifically. But everything video-wise, if you're gonna get this for video, I think it looks amazing. But photos, it could be a little bit better, but for video, so far it's been pretty solid. So now that we've been through all the cameras, let's go through some of the camera equipment that I use along with my cameras. So first I have the DJI RS3 gimbal. So this is my main gimbal that I use for all of my videos. When I'm out at events filming and I want to go mobile, this is definitely my go-to. I also bought the side arm as well, which comes in handy for more, grip and stabilization. But overall, I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna put this in the A tier. I think it's really good. My only note with it is that I wish I got the Pro version. So there's like 3 different versions of this. There's the mini, the normal one, which is this one, and then the Pro one, which handles more of a payload. And at the time, I wasn't sure. I knew it covered this camera, but I wasn't sure like how much stuff I can put on the camera, like receivers, different lights or other things, in addition to just the body and the lens. So I wish I would have got the Pro. When this goes, I'll probably get the Pro version of the latest version of this, but overall, it's pretty solid. So in addition to this, when it comes to tripods, I have the Manfrotto Befree tripod. So this is a nice camera tripod. It's good for travel. It's very light, I would say. It doesn't really weigh that much. It compacts really nicely. So like I said, for events, if you're on the go, it's really nice to travel with. If you do travel vlogs, things like that, it's really solid. Now, in addition to this, I also have just a normal fluid mount. It's not name brand, it's just NEEWER. So it's just kind of a basic, fluid head. It does the job. It's nothing spectacular. I get smooth shots with it, so I've been fine with it, I would say. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Just a few drawbacks on this, I would say. It's often not tall enough. So if you need something really high-end, tall, for interviews or getting over people's heads, this isn't the tripod for you, I would say. You definitely need something taller. This is more of a compact to go type of tripod. So if I needed to get another tripod, I'd probably get something a little bit taller. That being said, I'm actually gonna put this in B tier because it's not the best, but it's okay. And it might not fit your needs. So that's why it's going there, with that main drawback being that it's a little short. Now, when it comes to powering my camera, I like using this V-mount battery here. And believe it or not, it's just a NEEWER. So it's nothing fancy. It does the trick. I haven't had any issues with it. It has the ports on the side for USB power. It also has the deep tap on the other side here. Now, what's nice about this is I also bought this small rig adapter. So that way it can easily attach to the gimbal. So if I bring the gimbal over here, you can see that I just have this so that it can just go straight on here. So you can see it's very easy to just add, it locks in, so you don't have to worry about it popping off. and it's off the weight of this. That way it's not actually on that. So that's what I like using, is the adapter for the V mount. That way it's on this side, the same side the power for the camera is on as well. So it's a smaller cable. So this is kind of how I hook that up. And I've been happy with it. To be honest, I think it's a solid V mount battery. I haven't had any issues with it. It lasts a long time. It hasn't weakened over time yet. So for now, I'm going to put it in A tier. All right, so next we have the field monitor. So I recently bought this field monitor here. It is a VILTROX monitor. What I liked about this specifically, it has a shade. So this pops out like that. And specifically when I'm shooting outside, it's nice to have that hood on there. That way I can really see the shot, especially in bright environments. The sun becomes an issue. So I really like that about this. But there are some drawbacks. On the bottom here, the HDMI is kind of in a weird spot, especially when you use the mount. Sometimes the handle gets in the way of the HDMI, and you just need to make sure it's in the right area. I also have been having issues with the actual mount itself, where it just kind of spins on its own and doesn't really lock into place. There's been times where this got stuck. So, with those issues, I would say this actually falls into C. It's not the best, I would say. But outside of that, it's been pretty okay, but it's lower on the list, I would say. All right, so if you need even more power for your shooting, I bought the DJI Power 1000, and that's the next item. It's very heavy. So this is what this looks like. But other than it being heavy, it's very good. I would say it lasts a long time. I haven't really stress tested it that much, but it does a really good job feeding power for, an entire event, I would say, or a video shoot, powering the lights that are behind me, the cameras and different things. So I would put it in A tier. The only thing is it's very heavy and kind of difficult to move around and transport. So that's really the only main drawback with that. All right, so now we move into lights and lighting. So behind me here, I have two lights on stands that you can probably see. We have the Aputure 300X, which this is a pretty solid light. I've been very happy with it, I would say. The only note about it that I would say is that the light dome is a little bit hard to put together and collapse. You have to have really strong hands to actually clamp it and actually expand it and bring it open. And the light itself, sometimes when I put the diffusion on it, it's not strong enough. But in most cases, it does the job. That's why I'm gonna put it in A tier still. I think it's still really solid. But the light dome is pretty tough to deal with, to try to expand it. Now, I do like how you don't have to put every single, pole together like the previous versions of the light domes. But overall, it's really good. I would say I'm happy with it. Now, next to it, you'll see that we have the GVM lights. Now, these are a little bit of a different story. They're okay, but the thing that I've run into an issue with is that they're very wobbly. So, the stands aren't really the best. And when you put it on specifically with batteries, it's not like the best stable light in the world, I would say. So outside of that, you really have to, watch it, put a sandbag on it probably, but even the top is still not really that secure, specifically when you put batteries on it. So you can buy batteries, but that is also a pro, is that I like using this, for mobile lighting. Let's say if I'm at an event, I just need to set up a light right away. This comes in handy and is very fast and efficient to do that. So that's why this is gonna go a little bit lower on the tier list, I would say. I'm actually gonna put this in C tier. It's okay, but you need to keep your eye on it. The next piece of lighting equipment I have is actually my backlight. And if you notice, there's actually a new light behind me. And this is the Amaran PT4C. So this actually died on me. The power supply stopped working, so it no longer takes power. So I'm unable to charge it when it runs low. So it just died. So that being said, since it failed, I'm gonna put it at the bottom in D tier. I've only had it for about a year, so for it to only last a year and then die like that is not really that good. All right, let's go into audio next. So for audio, my main, microphones are gonna be the DJI Mics. So these are really solid. I love them. I think they're very universal. You can put them anywhere. You can put them in a room. You can put them on people as a lav. I use them in a lot of different ways. I'm using one right now to record, backup audio, but it comes in a nice charging case as well that you can just plug in to the wall or to different outlets. Comes with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver, so you can mount this on top of your camera. Now what's nice about the DJI mic specifically is that it is its own microphone, but you can also plug in a lavalier as well. So I went ahead and bought, a lav mic, and you can plug it in right there. Or if you're shooting outside, it also comes with these windshields that just kind of screw on to the top here, and they just snap on like that. And actually these are really efficient in the wind. I've used these before. So really great. I'm gonna put this in S tier because I think even though these are the original, I mean, you can get these, you can get the newer ones, but any version of these I would say are really great. The only drawback and the only issue really I've had with them so far is that the original mount that comes with this piece here breaks when I try to put it on top of the cold shoe of the camera. So I had to buy like an off-market version where this slides in to here, and then I can wheel this on top of the camera. So that's the only, I would say, issue, but I don't know, I kind of like this better than the original DJI adapter. It's, more smooth. So that's the only thing you have to consider if you're, looking at the DJI mics. One bonus piece of equipment I wanted to mention with these are great if you're recording maybe a wedding and you want to get speeches. I bought this microphone sleeve that can go on microphones. So let's say if you have a DJ and they have a microphone, you can actually order these separately and then put this through here on the mic, and then the DJI mic can slide right in here. So like I said, it's very universal. When someone's speaking, you can put this on a mic and you pick up the audio, them speaking into the microphone. So another great way to use these microphones. All right, so our last piece of equipment is way up here. It is the Zoom F3. So this is actually one of my recent purchases. I upgraded from the Zoom H4n Pro, which is another field audio recorder. And I wanted to get this because it has 32-bit float. That way, no matter what happens with the audio signal, I can always adjust it, can bring it up or bring it down depending how the audio levels are. It's kind of like recording raw when it comes to audio. And especially with me doing live events, this really comes in handy, especially when I'm working with, board operators or maybe DJs that turn up or turn down the music or increase, decrease the audio and microphones throughout the program or the event. This comes in handy. That way it preserves all the information. And to be honest, this goes into S tier. I think anyone in live events can use this. What I also really like about it is that it's very small. It just fits in my hand. It has a very small footprint, so it can easily just sit right behind a speaker or, under a mixer, and it's not in the way of anyone else at the event. So definitely S tier. And that completes our tier list. If you have any questions about the equipment that I went over in this video, feel free to leave comments underneath this video. Or if you're interested in getting one of these, I've linked all of them underneath this video as well, so be sure to check that out. But otherwise, that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.